Not sure if I'm live. Am I live?
Are talking.
Oh, okay. Because mine still says go live. Okay. Well, I guess we're live. It's not appearing that way on my end. Okay. Well, good afternoon. Apparently we're live, and I should probably start doing something or saying something. So welcome, welcome. It is just after 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, and we're here at a different time. Thanks, Stephen. And a different location. At least I am. I am actually out at my physical office, which I don't get to often these days, which is why you're seeing a completely different background. It's just actually a wall. I got to do something about that. Anyway, today is our fourth live of the week because it's Thursday, and we are going to dive into how to find people on LinkedIn that you might want to connect with. All week we've been talking about getting yourself ready for this day. Before I get into the training, I want to introduce my co-host and partner, Ronan Rahman. How you doing?
Hey, Brian.
You're in the same location that you normally broadcast from.
Yes, I'm pretty well anchored here.
Yeah, well, a lot of us are anchored. So I got out finally.
You did. I congratulate you.
Thank you.
My big accomplishment for the day was getting to the post office.
Nice.
But, got some fresh air. So we're going to do Sales Navigator today, right?
We are.
We're going to search on something. We're going to drill down and show people how to find the people they want to talk to.
Exactly.
Or at least get in the ballpark, right? Small ballpark.
Absolutely.
I do want to remind we are live. And because we're live, that means that you can ask questions. You can make comments. And whatever's on your mind, share it with us. If you're watching this on the rebroadcast, then still leave comments. We come back. We answer all the questions that show up. So feel free. And with that, Brian, I'm excited to hear about this Sales Navigator thing.
Okay, me too. I mean, I'm excited to learn, to hear about it myself. All right, I'm not going to, there's no delay here. So basically, let's just go over and share screen. And I am going to share my LinkedIn account because we're going to start here and use the basic LinkedIn search first, because I want to teach you something about what you can do with it that's not necessarily obvious to the casual observer. And then we're going to take that and move it over to Sales Navigator next. So if you remember back on Monday, we talked about our market to message match. And as part of that market to message match, I had you pick an industry and pick a sub market and pick an individual person within that sub market to connect with. And we're going to use that same kind of thinking here when we're doing a search within LinkedIn itself. So let's start with either an industry or a sub market within an industry, depending on what makes sense. So for today's example, I am going to show you how to find people that are working as a partner in a CPA firm. Okay, so I'm looking for partners in CPA firms, right? And so to do that, I get that that's in the financial industry. I'm not going to type in financial. That's not going to help us here. But what I will type in is CPA. And let's just see what happens if that's where I end my search. And what I'm going to do, hit the enter key and see what LinkedIn pulls back. I'm going to be digging a lot deeper here as we go. So let's just take a look. We've got 1,659 some odd thousand results. That's a crazy amount. And I'm looking and I'm seeing this person here, Ben Anderson, who says he's a CPA in Las Vegas. I'm seeing this person named Charles, says that he's a CPA in the United States. I'm seeing Rose, who is a senior accountant, financial analyst, CPA candidate somewhere in Los Angeles. That's not exactly who we're looking for, because we're looking for partners in CPA firms, as I mentioned. Next, I see some, looks like companies that are CPA firms, is what I'm guessing those are. but maybe not all of them, because this one says something about computer software. So I'm not sure why that's showing up. And on and on. You can see here's some more people. Some of them look like they might be who we're looking for. There's some job results here for CPAs. There's some groups on LinkedIn that have something to do with accounting and CPAs. So it's a lot of variety of different types of searches or results that LinkedIn, because LinkedIn doesn't know yet that I'm looking specifically for partners in a CPA firm. And so one way that we can narrow our search just using this free LinkedIn search tool and inform LinkedIn more clearly what we're looking for is to use what's called a Boolean search command. And I'm not going to teach you what all the Boolean search commands are. We're going to use one in particular today that is a very powerful tool and a way that you can narrow your searches down. So let's type the word "and" in all capital letters. And when you do that, it is instructing LinkedIn search that you want to use the word "and" as a Boolean command. And anything that I type after the word "and," it's going to require that both the words before and after the word "and," if I use "and" in all capitals, must be part of the search result. So let's type in CPA and partner. And so this will give us a different, more focused, narrow result. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so you can see the results have shrunk from over 1 million something now only to 140,000 something. Still way too many, but you'll notice that when I look here, look at the job titles: CPA and a partner at this company, CPA partner at this other company, CPA and partner at a different accounting firm. So clearly, this is closer to the kind of result we're looking for. We're still getting some company results here, which I'm not interested in for this search, but if I'm looking at some of these people, they seem to fit more in line with what I'm looking for. I still don't know much about the different firms that are here. I don't know how big they are or how many partners they have or anything like that, but I can tell just by that simple use of that Boolean search command, I am much closer to a result that I can go and look at and go, okay, these are more like the kinds of people that I want to connect with in this example. And you can stack these Boolean command terms. So for example, if I only wanted to reach out to CPAs who are partners in a particular geographic area, let's say San Francisco, CIS, San Fran C, come on, Cisco, there we go. And I do that, then I would expect if I hit enter and search for this, I'm going to be looking at people who are in the San Francisco Bay Area. And if you notice, San Francisco Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. And so we are able to stack these Boolean commands on top of each other. So what I'm expecting here is that all these people have CPA, partner, and San Francisco in their LinkedIn profile or as part of their business somehow. And that's what I'm looking, even these companies that are showing up, tax manager and these things are all in the San Francisco Bay. Well, maybe this one's not. This one says Dallas, Texas for some reason. Well, there you go. But it's much closer to what we're looking for. Now I'm going to switch, now that you understand the use of the Boolean search command and kind of how LinkedIn is categorizing different types of results. I'm now going to switch over to Sales Navigator. I'm going to copy this before I do that and move over here to Sales Navigator. Now, Sales Navigator is a paid premium service of LinkedIn. They do offer a 30-day trial of it before they start billing you if you don't have a Sales Navigator account yet. But once that trial ends, they're going to charge you, I think it's about $80 a month for that account. So there is a fee for this at more advanced level of search within LinkedIn. But I think you'll see the reason for that and the power in it. So there's two ways to search, really, two primary ways to search anyway in Sales Navigator. One is to search for people, and the other is to search for businesses. And they call people leads, and they call businesses accounts. And you can see that by clicking this link called All Filters. and you have both lead filters and account filters. For today's example, we're looking for people, CPAs that are partners in CPA firms. And so we're going to use lead filters as the way that we drill into Sales Navigator. So I'm just going to click that first. And once I've done that, you can see all these different filters that we have at our disposal. And we're going to use a number of these and show you some of the ones that we use quite a bit. So I'm going to start similarly as I did over using regular LinkedIn search. I'm going to paste, oops, I didn't do that. I'm not going to paste, there we go. I'm going to paste at least the first part of this Boolean search. And it looks like it pasted it a couple of times, so bear with me. I think that fixed that. Let's see here. Oh, I lost CPA for some reason. All right, so I'm going to leave CPA and partner in my keyword here. And you'll notice that when I do that, up here in the upper right-hand corner, it's now showing me 150,000 plus results, and that's across all of LinkedIn. Let's narrow this down to the same geographic area, San Francisco, that we did or attempted to do anyway over using the free LinkedIn search, and use the geography filter though instead of putting that into the keyword. And so I'm going to click locations, type San Francisco, and you'll see there is a geography already designated for San Francisco Bay Area. So I'm going to select that, and you'll notice that this results went from 150,000 down to only 5,000. And that's what we're looking for, to narrow this down and get it into a manageable size that we can then create messages for that are really going to resonate with the individuals who we're going to be connecting with and messaging later on, which we've talked about that all week. So let's narrow it down further and look for CPAs who are partners in certain sized businesses. So if I scroll down here, you'll see that one of the other filters I have now access to is this thing called company headcount. So maybe I'm looking for firms that are, small firms, but not like self-employed firms or not sole proprietors firms. So maybe I'm looking for firms that have between 11 and 50 employees, maybe even up to 200 employees. So that's going to shrink my list, but it also gives me a more narrow, focused partner CPA, and someone who is maybe dealing with different things than someone who is on their own, or someone who's working for a large, multinational firm. So firms of this size typically tend to focus in a regional market or a local market, and that may be what we're looking for. So I'm going to leave it like that, and you'll notice now my results are down to about 1,000. And that's a good place to be. And normally I would stop here, but I want to point out just a couple of other filters that we oftentimes use. One of them is, where is that one? Here, relationship. So relationship is how closely are you related to these people on LinkedIn? Now, I may want to eliminate anybody who I'm already connected with if I'm doing new connection requests. Or I may want to only reach out to people who I'm already connected with. So a first degree connection is someone you already have a successful LinkedIn connection. For this example, I'm going to choose second degree and third degree connections, eliminating anybody who I may already be connected with. And so that's a filter that we oftentimes will use. And another filter that I will oftentimes use is how much years of experience do they have in their field? And we typically want to work with people that have some years of experience, right? Not necessarily brand new people in their field. Now, you may be in a business where you want to reach out to people who are brand new in their field, and that's great. You have this ability to narrow down using years of experience. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to indicate I want to work with people that have at least 3 years of experience as a CPA. And so that's going to narrow my focus a little bit, and I'll be able to create a message that caters more to those kinds of people. Now, when I'm done with all my filters, I am going to hit the search button here, and it's going to show me the results of what I've created. And I can just look and kind of scan this and decide, are these the kinds of people that I want to actually reach out to, connect with, and build a relationship with. And so if you look here, here's Michael Wu, CPA, tax partner at Singer Lewick LLP. So he probably fits the bill. Ken, I can't pronounce Ken's last name. He's CPA and owner at KPM Accounting and Management Solutions. that's also a good fit for this example, and on and on. So I'm just looking at the names and their titles and things like that to get a sense of, are these the kinds of people that I want to now campaign towards, if you will. And it looks like, for the most part, as I'm just kind of eyeballing this list, that these are those kinds of people. So what you can do here is something really cool, and one of the most powerful features, I think, of Sales Navigator, and that's these tabs across the top here. So as you noticed, we have just over 1,000 results total that make up all these different filters and criteria. But a lot of people, as you know, or maybe you don't know, have LinkedIn accounts, but they don't use them on a regular basis. And so in order to be more efficient in your outreach, wouldn't it be nice to be able to reach out to people who you absolutely know are active on LinkedIn on a regular basis? And you can do that with Sales Navigator by selecting the tab over here that says 358 of those 1,000 plus people posted something on LinkedIn during the last 30 days. So we know that those 358, that subset, if you will, of the 1,000 are active LinkedIn members. And so if I just simply click that tab, it's going to only now show me those 358 people. And I'm looking to see if those are the kinds of people still that meet my criteria. And it looks like some of them do and some of them don't. So I may have to go back and do some more refinements here. Just as I'm looking at, some of these definitely are in the market that I'm looking for, and some don't make sense. So I probably wouldn't reach out to them. But I do know that these are the active folks on LinkedIn. And so that's a very cool feature of Sales Navigator that we often use, especially when we're beginning a new campaign. So those are some, just a few of our favorite ways of using search, and especially Sales Navigator on LinkedIn. I'm going to come back here to full screen and invite Ronan to come in and lend your nickel of wisdom, or dime, or whatever.
Actually, that was so complete that I've only got 2 cents.
You only, but
Sorry, couldn't resist. No, that was really complete. And this is the thing. So Sales Navigator is $80 a month, after that free trial. And you do get a lot more with it. It's just much more robust. The big difference that I noticed with the regular LinkedIn and Sales Navigator, the regular LinkedIn search, it kind of gives you a hodgepodge of things. It gives you a few contacts, a few articles, it's a potpourri of information. And if you're like really intending on connecting with certain people, you don't need all that other stuff. So Sales Navigator is the way to go, because you can be very refined and, almost meticulous in what it is that you're looking for. It's not perfect. Sometimes we search on CPA, the guy that we come up with is, now a speaker, but in his past, he was a CPA. So you do have to filter out some of that stuff. I mean, let's just being straight about it, right? But for the most part, you do find what you're looking for, and that gives you the opportunity to target those people. And I don't know how many people are on LinkedIn now. I mean, a billion,
hundreds of million,
100 million,
at least.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I think that's enough to work with, right?
Yeah.
So it's great. And then where this comes into the whole conversation is Monday we started about figuring out who you're going to target. Tuesday was putting on your suit. Wednesday was figuring out what you're going to say. And today, who are you going to say it to? And that's that. And then tomorrow is the secret weapon. I do want to mention, though, the 27th, we have a live event. You want to tell them about that?
Yeah. So on the 27th of August, we're both virtually streaming and hosting here in Las Vegas our deep dive workshop, where we're going to unpack over a 2-hour event our entire process for how we create campaigns to generate sales appointments, how we find people for that, our messaging strategies, our follow-up strategies, how we even bring the deal home, if you will, in a lot of ways. And so if you're interested in really learning all of that so that you have the entire scope, if you will, go to the website, Guaranteed Appointments Live, guaranteedappointmentslive.com. Simply fill out the form. It's There's nothing to buy there. It's just adding you to our database of people who are interested in that event, and we'll get you all the information that you need to register.
Fabulous. I think it's going to be great. And this is a great opportunity for you to figure out how you want to do this, because you know you want to do it. So how are you going to do it? Are you going to DIY the whole thing? Well, you can come take the course and see how we do it. Or you can come take the course, see what it takes, and then go, oh, I don't know. You know what? Maybe I'll hire these guys.
Yeah, or maybe there's someone else that can do it for you. But
yeah,
you know, our point in doing this workshop is to really show you everything so that you have all the knowledge, at least, that you'll need to be able to generate your own sales appointments. In fact, we give you a 7-day action plan that, when followed, really works quite well.
Right. Excellent. Well, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll share our secret weapon with you and how we cut through the noise. And that'll complete the week.
Awesome.
Anything else, Brian?
That's all I got for tonight.
All right. See everybody tomorrow.